How's it going, my peeps? It is now time for the Survivor Series 2015 prediction game video, where I'll be going over every single one of my predictions for every single match on the Survivor Series card. And as always, I encourage you guys to participate in the predictions game for a chance to win and get a shout out. So, in the last prediction game for Hell in a Cell, one of you guys got every single match right, and it was Devin Sharon or Sharon. I think it might be Sharon, might be Sharon. I think it's Sharon. Let me know in the comment section, Devin. Sorry if I messed it up. Well, I definitely for sure messed it up because I pronounced it both ways. So one of them is obviously right and the other one is wrong. So let me know which one's right in the comment section. Go ahead, leave your predictions once again for Survivor Series and you might win again. Link to Devin Sharon or Sharon. No, now I'm messing it up. Link to Devin Sharon's channel in the description box below. So before I mess up his name even more, let's go ahead and move on. So this year at Survivor Series, we're gonna get a Survivor Series classic matchup. You know, the classic elimination type tag team match 5-on-5 at Survivor Series, but it hasn't been announced. Last year we had the big one where it was Team Cena versus Team Authority, where if Team Cena wins, then the Authority is gone, and if Team Authority wins, then Team Cena is fired, except for Cena himself. And then we ended up having Sting's return, so it was a pretty big match, and it ended up being the main event of the show. This time around, though, at the worst possible time, Seth Rollins gets injured, and he is stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit because it's definitely not as bad as, let's say, getting injured the night before WrestleMania when you're booked to defend the championship. And, you know, this injury came at a time where there was still a couple weeks before Survivor Series, so they had time to do this tournament. But the reason why I think it's still pretty, you know, it came at a pretty bad time is because this is Survivor Series and they have usually the 5-on-5 classic match. They're still going to have it this time around, but it's not announced. You know, they haven't announced the superstars that are going to be competing in it. And since, you know, the top stars are out of action right now, a lot of the top stars, and the other top stars are involved in the tournament matches, it doesn't leave a lot of main event superstars to compete in the 5-on-5 match. While, let's say, if Seth Rollins was not injured and he was facing off against Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, then maybe we would have gotten Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, Del Rio, and, you know, some other main event stars in the Survivor Series match. And on top of that, of course, I think a lot of us wanted to see where Seth Rollins' championship reign was going to go. Who was he going to lose the championship to? But right now, I'm thinking for the Survivor Series match, the 5-on-5 match, it's probably going to be the New Day. And I don't know who else. The New Day teaming up would probably be Ascension versus the Usos, Ryback, and the Dudley Boys. That would make it 5-on-5. I think that's the 5-on-5 match we're going to see. And hey, just for fun, let me know which superstars you think are going to be competing in the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. It's not going to count in your, you know, prediction game overall or, you know, points or whatever. So if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to take a point away from you. It's not going to decrease your chances of winning. But just for fun, let me know who you think is going to participate in the classic match. So, with that aside, let's actually get down to the predictions for the matches that are confirmed. And let's start it off with the one-on-one match between Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler. So this is actually Tyler Breeze's main roster pay-per-view debut. Since debuting, he's lost one match and he's won the others. I think he's won 2 matches, I think. Is it 2 matches? Yeah, I think it was, yeah, he was in a match against R-Truth, a match against Zack Ryder, and a match against Dean Ambrose. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the main roster matches that he's had since debuting and attacking Dolph Ziggler. And I know a lot of Breeze fans were disappointed that he lost so soon after debuting against Dean Ambrose in that tournament match. But when you look at it, it wasn't a bad loss. Like, it wasn't like he got squashed or anything like that. He put on a good performance against Dean Ambrose. He lost against a top star. It's not like he lost against a low carder. And also, he got caught by surprise with a small package. It's not like he got really beat up, squashed, and then pinned. And while I think it's not just about wins and losses, but about how you win and how you lose, you can't be losing too much, because then people won't be taking that superstar seriously, And in this case right here, when the guy is just making his debut, this is like the most important time to make a strong impression. And since this is his first pay-per-view match, I'm going to go ahead and say that Tyler Breeze gets the win over Dolph Ziggler. Following that, we've got Charlotte versus Paige for the Divas Championship. Now, I went back and forth on this one a bit. I wasn't sure who to go with here, whether Paige would actually win the championship, because she's been actually chasing that championship for a while now, since Nikki Bella was champion, and she was unsuccessful, and then Charlotte won, and now she's going back after the championship. Or Charlotte, who just won the championship. And then I was like, yeah, she just won the championship. She just beat Nikki Bella at, wasn't Hell in a Cell, it was the pay-per-view before that, so Night of Champions. And then Hell in a Cell, she just had a rematch with Nikki Bella and beat her once again. So Paige right now is Charlotte's first challenger that's not the former champion. That's not, you know, the obligated rematch that you're supposed to have after winning the championship. So, because of that, I think I'm going to go with Charlotte just because it might be too soon for Charlotte to lose the championship against Paige. Not saying that she's not going to lose the title against Paige down the line, like maybe at TLC Paige wins the title off of Charlotte or something like that. But right now, since this is, like I said, her first title defense against somebody other than the former champ, I'm going to go ahead and say that Charlotte retains the championship here and wins the match. And let's say Paige gets the win here. I think the chances of her winning via DQ are a lot more likely than her actually winning via pinfall or submission and taking the championship, because I could see them going where like Charlotte being frustrated over Paige's comments on Monday and like attacking her over the count of 5 in the corner or something like that and getting disqualified but still retaining the championship. But out of all the results, I think we're likely to see Charlotte get the win via pinfall. And after that, we have the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that it's going to be Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. So Kane and Taker versus Braun and Bray. So right here, I also went back and forth. I was like, you know, both these guys, or, you know, both these teams right here could use a win. I mean, Bray, he could use a win against a main event superstar. In this case, you know, two main event superstars, two superstars who just main evented like the last pay-per-view, or at least Kane fought for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Taker, you know, main event the show in the Hell in a Cell match against Brock. Bray Wyatt just lost his last match, his last feud against Roman Reigns. So maybe he could use a win here. But also, this is the Brothers of Destruction's big return. I know they've teamed up on house shows, but that doesn't count. House shows are pretty much, they just don't count unless there's a title change. You know, it's like they don't exist unless you were actually there. And even then, you could argue, you know. So right here, I'm going to go with the Brothers of Destruction getting the win, mainly because it's the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker. They've been advertising it big time, and I don't think he's going to lose at an event like this. 25th anniversary, man, of The Undertaker. That's a lot. And also, both Kane and Taker could get the win here, or could use the win, since Kane lost his first pay-per-view match back since being out of action by Brock Lesnar. And also, Taker lost his feud, his last match in the feud against Brock Lesnar at Hell in a Cell. And after that, we have Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose in the semifinal match, or one of the semifinal matches in the tournament. I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose on that one. And then for Roman Reigns and Del Rio, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. And for the final match, Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns, I'm going to go with the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. And I'm going to go into more detail on that in part 2 of this simulation, as I will with all the other matches. I'm going to go into more detail on them and my predictions and everything. And as far as the predictions and how it's going to work for this one, basically, give me your predictions for all the matches that are confirmed. So the semifinal match is Dolph versus Tyler and all of that. And then let me know who you think at the end of the night is going to walk out with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So, if you think Roman Reigns is going to walk out of Survivor Series with the title, say Roman Reigns wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. If you think it's Dean Ambrose, say Dean Ambrose. If you think Sheamus is going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and walk out of the pay-per-view as champion, then let me know. Say Sheamus wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So, give me your predictions for every single match that's confirmed on the card, and let me know who you think is going to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and walk out with it at the end of the night. So that's it for my predictions. Now it's time for you guys to give me your predictions in the comments section below for a chance to win the prediction game. And I'll list all the matches in the description box, as well as the question asking you guys who you think will walk out with the title. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, click that like button. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.